How's it going, Tyler?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
So I had a question for you today. Do you think there is a correlation between lack of sleep, proper nutrition, and injuries in athletes?
That is a great question. That is a great question. Absolutely, absolutely. And I'll give you an example, and I use this example with when I do all my nutrition talks and all my talks with my athletes and stuff for the preseason to really try to get them to realize just how important those two are. So if you think during a regular season, let's say a regular season is about 12 weeks, 3 months, right? And let's say you can only recover up to 1% less than the day before. So you start out at 100%, and at the end of day one, you can only recover to 99%, and then after day two, 98, and then 97, 96, and so on, right? So let's say after about a month, you're only recovering up to about what? About 70% or so, right? Do you think your performance is going to start to decrease?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what does this have to do with injuries? Someone might ask. Well, let's go look at the latter part of the season, right? Towards the end of the season, your recovery is going to be a lot less than that from where you were 1 month in, and definitely from the beginning, right? Here's where the correlation occurs. A lot of times, injuries occur later on in the season, especially in the postseason, because of an individual's inability to recover every single day. So, with training, with practice, with playing, you're breaking down your body. And it's what you're doing outside of that workout window, that practice window, that's going to determine whether or not you're going to, one, build from that, grow from that, get stronger, get bigger, get faster, or start to break down. Because after you exercise, you're really just creating damage to the muscle cells, right? You're creating damage to the muscle cells and even the CNS. And if you're not recovering, right, you're not going to get bigger, you're not going to get stronger, you're not going to get faster. You're actually going to keep breaking down, right? A lot of people think gains are made in the gym. No, the building blocks, the ability to make gains start in the gym, but it's really what you do after you leave that determines whether or not you're actually getting the gains, getting bigger, recovering, or you continue to break down. You're breaking down your body when you're in the gym, when you're practicing on the field. And if you're not getting enough sleep and you're not getting enough proper nutrients, you're not going to recover. You're not going to grow. You're not going to get faster. You're not going to get stronger. You're going to continue to deteriorate. And what happens later on in the season is the chronic lack of an inability to recover creates much more potential for injuries, right? So let's say like you're constantly breaking down your body and like all the tendonitis, the itises, which is just chronic inflammation, chronic inability to recover, like even with like the stress fracture, overuse injuries, whatever it might be called, it's just the chronic inability to recover. If you're not getting enough sleep, and I recommend on average 7 to 8 hours of sleep, right? You're not going to allow your body enough time to recover. If you're not giving yourself enough food and nutrients, you're definitely not going to be able to recover. Those two are the most important things for performance. Sleep and then nutrition. Both of those are the two most important things for performance. Period. Plain and simple. And I see this a lot with my high school athletes. They may or may not get, on average, let's say like 3 meals a day. 3 meals a day. 1, your metabolism is through the roof. 2, you're placing significant physiological demands on your body. How you are potentially just maintaining your body weight is beyond me. You need to eat so much more than that. Your caloric demand is much higher. And if you're not feeding yourself just to maintain, let alone to grow, you're putting yourself in a potential detriment and to get hurt. And I see that so often. There's absolutely a correlation between the two. And I stress this with all my athletes. I love that you want to invest all your time and energy in practice on the field and in the weight room, and that's great. But if you're not taking care of yourself outside of that, if you're not making sure you're eating to compete, gotta feast to be a beast. I say that all the time. And if you're not getting enough sleep to allow your body to recover and heal, then you're only breaking yourself down. And it's gonna
24/7 job.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And you're gonna be much more susceptible to injury later on in the season. The two most common times for injuries during a season is preseason, and if an individual is going into it not prepared, they didn't do what they were supposed to in the off season to prepare for that increase in demand, in physiological demand, and later on in the season, just from constant use without recovery. So I can't stress that enough. Make sure you're eating and sleeping enough if you want to perform at the highest level. And at the highest level, at your peak through the whole season. Because that's when it's going to matter later on in the season. Are you able to perform at 100% maximally every single day? That's the most important thing in season, is being able to perform maximally every single time you step on that field. The two ways to do that: making sure you're getting enough sleep, making sure you're eating enough.
I love that because training in the gym is really just stress, and what we want is the adaptation to stress, and that requires constant attention. I think I think this would be a great next topic for us to do, like for somebody like myself, like you mentioned, like some of your high school athletes that have really fast metabolisms. I know I'm that guy.
You're lucky.
I would love to talk to you about some strategies for getting a lot of food into people. I think that's something I've struggled with, and something that I'm sure a lot of high school athletes struggle with.
You're definitely not alone there, and that is a great question, a great topic. We will definitely have to do a whole nother talk, a whole nother video just on that topic alone, because I get that a lot with a lot of my athletes. And I would love to take a lot of time to really dig deep into that, because there's so much there, and there's a lot that we can discuss with that topic.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. All right, man. Have a good one.
Later.
LFG.